my patients there are, all of them at once.
What do I need? So.
Well, who's gonna help move it besides just like the government?
Because the
local
staff is
police.
just gonna have to be on with the patients.
Right.
I know the insurgents, they're dressed like in civilian clothing and stuff, so we really need to get it out of there, because what if people do come into the
Right,
clinic,
right.
like we don't know them.
There's no question that we need to move the clinic.
So we're in agreement that we want to all move the
Yeah,
clinic,
right.
It's
for the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But it's just
I
like,
noticed it's been more violent and causing more problems. It'll resolve some of the issues, like too many people coming in and stuff, because we're kind of there too, but. So, I'm struggling with inadequate supplies, lack of equipment, medicines, including ambulance and refrigerators, poor security, lack of staff to handle facilities and logistics.
well, I'm willing to,
Wow.
if we move it closer to the US base, like on the outskirts of town but not outside the town.
I don't think that's a good area. People won't go there.
Is it the only clinic in the town? I think people will go.
I think we should make the move a little closer to downtown.
Yeah.
See, I don't think we should make it inside downtown.
Because I think if we make a drastic move, like, closer to the US base, then people will be, like, wondering, oh, I think the Americans are trying to meddle in our local affairs,
Yeah.
and that'll just result in more insurgency and, I have a bigger burden on the local police, which is already struggling.
I'm willing to,
Can you guarantee that this insurgent activity is going to be controlled and it won't spread?
can I?
Mm-hmm.
I know it's growing, and that eventually it will lead to us most likely, like a fight breaking out. So that's why we need to move the clinic, but we can't guarantee anything.
Then what's the point of moving the clinic anyways if it's just gonna, if we move
Well,
and it's gonna spread
we're
to that?
trying our hardest, obviously, to control it, but the further away the clinic we move, the less likely insurgent activity.
But I understand where you're coming from. You're basically saying that, like,
I mean, I can't
currently-
guarantee anything. It can't be like, oh,
Yeah, you're saying
Yeah.
currently there's moving the clinic is more beneficial than leaving the clinic in
Yeah.
that dark circle right now.
Right.
However, you also take into account, like, why there's insurgency. I feel like, okay, the doctor, we know we need more supplies, as
Yeah.
always. And for my stance as political or village elder, I need more money in police equipment, because ever since I was here before the US came in, and I appreciate the change in regime, but there's just been an increase of local crimes, and the police force is just really inundated with all these attacks, that just the increase in attacks because of, I believe the US, the locals think that the US is just meddling in their affairs. So I'm just afraid that if we move the clinic closer to the US base, like, people will have this perception that the US is taking it for their own troops and taking the service away
that's
from the
not the
locals.
issue though. We are not
Right.
trying to, we have our own medical on base.
Right, right. So I feel like maybe we shouldn't move the clinic so drastically outwards, maybe like
But the
move it.
closer to the US base, the more protection we can provide. I feel as if.
But then how are the people gonna get there?
People won't go there.
Maybe we can figure something out.
I don't know. maybe the Americans could do something to improve their image to the people, and then first maybe you could do that, and then we could take a little more actions towards moving the clinic.
What do you suggest?
Let's see.
Maybe if you provide funds in, like, what she needs equipment-wise, like medical equipment, then the patients will realize, oh, like, I'm getting this bandage from the American, like,
Yeah.
government, and, like, all these,
Well, that's what we're
all
willing
these
to do.
medical
When we move
services
the
are
clinic
coming.
closer to us, we are willing to provide the funds. We are willing to
mm-hmm.
protect it.